Hi everyone, Jay of All Sales here, and today I have decided to do a collection on all of my secondhand Chanel, from accessories to shoes to random things to everything in between. And I've purchased these things on Etsy to eBay to auctions to consignment stores. So let's dive right in. So I'll start with jewelry, and the first piece is this Chanel medallion button that I got off eBay, and then I just simply went to Michael's for a jump ring and ended up seeing this necklace that was on sale for like $1.50, and I was like, hey, that might be cute. And so I put that on this button that I think was around $80, and I just made it a necklace. The next one is also a repurposed Chanel button that I bought on Etsy, and this is a gold button that was attached to a sunburst piece, and the artist did this, and I did not do this. I got it, like I said, on Etsy. This was already pre-made. Etsy's a great place to look for Chanel buttons and such because not many people think to look on there, yet there's really cool pieces that artists have made, and they're really reasonable. I mean, I think this one was around like $80 as well, but definitely look into making a necklace or a bracelet off of repurposed Chanel buttons, because it's not that difficult, and then you'll have, a one-of-a-kind piece. And, I get a lot of compliments on these pieces because nobody else has them and nobody has seen them. And, it's just fun and creative, and it's pretty easy and cost-effective. Next are my shoes. Now, these Chanel flats, I know some people are against purchasing, secondhand shoes, but I'm not bothered by it whatsoever. It's never fazed me. It's never been an issue, and a benefit, because I know a lot of people have said when I was reading on getting Chanel flats that the newer ones are really stiff and sometimes they take a while to break in. I know with Tory Burch flats, I had lots of issues with blisters and such, so my experience with any kind of ballet flats have never necessarily been positive. So when I started buying secondhand shoes, I was like, hey, these are already broken in and they're not stiff. Great. And so when I got these, I was super happy that they gave me no blisters. They were comfortable from the get-go. And, I wear a lot of neutral colors, so I liked that there were tones of like blue and peach in here, yet they had the black cap toe, so it wasn't too out of my wavelength. And I liked that, I can wear these with a black dress and it doesn't look like too stark of a contrast because that black cap toe. And I got these on eBay for around $100, so I think these are a really, really good deal, because I think at the store, the flats are like $600 to $700. Next are my Chanel, I call them my bowling shoes because they look exactly to me like bowling shoes. They have a little CC logo there and then a CC logo on the tongue. And these I purchased for around $104, actually $104 exactly, a few years ago on eBay. And these are just super comfy. I'll wear them with anything from, even Lululemon shorts just to run errands. But they were such a pleasant surprise. And a tip that I have on eBay is look when you're sorting, hit newly listed, because that's how I found these, and newly listed will shoot you the things that are listed in time order. So these were listed like 5 minutes prior to when I bought them, and I saw them and purchased them right away because I knew they would sell for $104. And so that's also a great tip, is just hit newly listed, and that's a great way to see what was just listed and get a pretty solid deal. Another piece I just bought a few days ago, like Sunday, are these Chanel little sandals, and these, are quite a vintage style. They're not popular today, but I bought them because I'm going to be wearing them to my sister's wedding and the festivities regarding that. And these were $60. They came with the box. Retail was $5.75, which tells you how old they are, because like if you were to go to Saks or Neiman's and buy Chanel sandals of this same style, I guess, I'm sure they'd be about $1,000 or more. And so with these, I'm going to wear these and then probably take the pins off and make a wrap bracelet or make some earrings or something along those lines. And these actually came with the box, so for $60, I thought that was a really good deal. Getting a Chanel box for shoes, it's great, but it's not necessary. For my flats and my gym shoes, I didn't get a box and I didn't have any issues. So, if you get a box, great. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't really matter. Now these little ones are what everyone likes. I bought them in December from an Instagram seller, and these were $105, I believe. And these were the first edition, so they have the extremely thin sole and they're very narrow. And Chanel has made a lot of changes to their espadrilles. They've added thicker soles, they've made the sizing more accurate, but lucky for me, I have pretty narrow feet and I don't really mind the thinner sole because in Chicago I could not wear these in the winter anyways. I'll only be wearing them in the spring and summer. And so I saw that they were $105 and I was like, done. These came with the box, and the retail on these were $4.95, and so getting them for $105 was a very good deal, and I am super, super excited to wear these once the snow melts and it is dry. Next are my favorite thing, bags. I am a Chanel bag lover. That was kind of the first bag I fell in love with, and so I was super, super happy to get Chanel bags. And so this first little bag I bought at Suzanne's auction house in Chicago, and this is just like a vintage little piece. It's a nude tan. The leather is incredible. It's quite older, but this is just so soft and it's really, really durable. A thing about Chanel bags and even their shoes, at least their vintage pieces, they are quite durable. I've carried this on countless vacations, and you know, I'm now a little more concerned because it is delicate and I don't want to bash it up, and since I have other Chanel bags, this isn't a go-to, but when I didn't have many Chanel bags, I of course used this. But this is such a classic, timeless piece that I hope to have for a long time. And I believe I purchased this for around $300, but with the buyer's premium, I think it got to $400. So I think this, you know, I wasn't too upset with the price, and I definitely got use out of it, and I continue to wear it. And this is just like a classic vintage bag with the tassel and the chain strap, and so this was one of my first Chanel bags, and I think it was a great starter. Next is, I bought this bag at a resale shop, and this was just a fun little summer bag, and I love the little tassel. You know, I think Chanel does a tassel quite well, and this just has the Chanel logo as opposed to like the CC, it just says Chanel. And this is actually a great bag for if you want a smaller bag but you want lots of compartments. It has this front compartment, this back compartment, and then it's divided up on the inside as well. And I don't think they make anything like this bag anymore. This is definitely a vintage piece, but this was quite just a fun summer and spring bag, and it just adds kind of a pop to any color, any outfit, because like I said, I don't really wear bright colors, or I don't really wear any crazy colors, so I like to spice up the outfit with my accessories, and this does it quite well. Another piece is this Chanel medallion tote that I actually bought on eBay in like a salmon color, and I got it dyed, and so the salmon color was actually really cheap because it had like stains, and it was kind of a nightmare. But then I was like, wait, I can dye it black and all the stains would go away, it wouldn't show, and I'd be saving so much money. So I would definitely, a tip of mine is, you know, if it's a lighter color and there's stains on it or something and you want to dye it black, I would say go for it. You know, there's ways to do it, and there's tips online as to how to do it. And it was just, you know, I love this bag. I saw it, it's pretty pathetic. I saw it with Lauren Conrad on the Hills, and I fell in love with it ever since. And this is a great bag for, I think, anyone, because there's the back pocket, which is so great, and then there's just one large pocket in the inside of the bag with then two smaller side pockets. And this is just, to me, this is a newer classic that you can't go wrong with if you purchase. It's just a great size. It fits enough, but it still is structured, but it's posh and playful. There is nothing bad about this bag. I love this bag, and I would recommend this bag for anyone. And, you know, even dyeing it, I have no issue with it. Dyeing it took a while, but it was fine, and the price was not even comparable to purchasing a black one. So I am quite happy with this purchase. My next one, my favorite one in the collection, is my Chanel puzzle bag. This one is another kind of pathetic story. I fell in love with it after I saw it on Gossip Girl 8 years ago, and I put an eBay alert on this piece, and finally it was a price that I was comfortable spending from a Canadian seller. That's another thing, is international sellers I've had no problem with. Of course, every seller varies and is different, but I've had no problem with international sellers. And this Chanel bag came with everything. Came with the shopping bag, the invoice to the seller, the receipt, the envelope for the receipt, the box, everything. So, you know, when I was spending so much money on this piece, I was okay with paying a little bit more for the receipt in the box, because this was kind of my dream bag and I never wanted a bag more than this one. And so I wasn't too worried about the authenticity, because this was only made for a season. And though, you know, the counterfeiters do make fakes for the one season bags, it was highly unlikely that this would be a fake, especially with everything. And the seller had a great rating and a great feedback, so I took the plunge and bought this bag. And, you know, I don't really do patent bags. This is not like a typical bag for me, but it always had a special place in my heart. I love the electric blue color. It adds such a fun pop to any outfit, and, you know, it's not a bag many people have seen, and I like that it's kind of a collector's piece. So this I will never be letting go of, God willing. And so this is definitely a favorite piece of mine from my Chanel collection. Next up is a piece I bought on eBay quite a few years ago. This is my Chanel flap. It's not a double flap, and it's not, you know, you can see the size, it's not big whatsoever. It's just a vintage flap with elongated chevron stripes, which I love the quilting, but I kind of liked that this wasn't quilted, because it added a different touch that, you know, I don't think is too common. And as I said, you can have the strap longer, or you can double this. And, you know, this bag is really, really durable. It is a vintage bag, and you know, the thing with Chanel bags, I don't think they show their age, and that they are expensive and they are an investment, but you are investing in a quality bag, and I couldn't be happier with how this bag turned out. Like I said, I bought this bag on eBay a few years ago, and I couldn't be happier. There's the back pocket, which I really look for in bags, because I just like slipping my phone in, and sometimes, you know, you don't want to unlock this. It's just kind of a pain. So back pocket is great for bags. Lastly, this was my first Chanel bag I purchased, and like the medallion tote, this one was actually fuchsia pink, and I bought this at a resale shop, and it was dyed black by a professional. The other one I had my dad dye black, and this is just, like, to me, the epitome of a Chanel vintage tote. It's big, it's black, it has the chains, and then there's so many pockets, and I think it looks much better kind of like stuffed and full. And this was, I think, $4.99 in fuchsia pink, and it had a stain, but then I think like it was $25 to dye, so it was such a great deal, and the person who dyed it did an excellent job. So I was super, super, super thrilled with this purchase, and for my first Chanel bag, I thought it was great. Now, lastly, for my random piece of Chanel, these are, I only took one out because I wanted to show you the bag. These are my Chanel skis. These are from their sport collection, and they are miniature skis that work on the hill. There's a bit of yellowing because I don't necessarily think Chanel intended for people to use these as much as have them as a decoration. So I used them, and they yellowed due to sun damage, but these I also was able to purchase on eBay, and they are just such a conversation starter on the hill, and you know, not many people have ever even seen these. And something that I liked even more is this was the bag they came in. It looks like a snowboard, and being a skier, I'm not too thrilled that people think it's a snowboard, but these skis are so much fun, and it's just like Chanel does classic and they do fun, and these are definitely in the fun category, and I'm just so happy that I was able to snag these for, I think, around like $400, $500, and on eBay right now they're like $1,800. They have one listed, so I got them, I think, 5 years ago, and I use them every year, and they are so much fun and just a riot. So that was it for my Chanel collection. If you guys want me to do tips and more tricks on purchasing secondhand Chanel, let me know. And if you have any other video requests, leave the link below, or leave a comment below, and check the link below for my blog at jofallsales.com. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye!